Coming up on Around San Diego, with budget problems for the city of San Diego, we're getting an update on a recently reported shortfall that could force some difficult decisions. Plus, heartbreak in Pacific Beach. Family and friends honor a young boy killed in a hit-and-run crash. We take a look at the memorial walk to remember his life and call for justice. The Olympics are coming to San Diego. Yep, what we know so far about the Summer Games in America's finest city. Well, thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Vanessa Paz, and I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and look ahead in less than 30 minutes. We begin with California's redistricting plan moving forward. Supreme Court justices rejected an appeal by state Republicans and the Trump administration to block it. Now, last November, California voters approved Prop 50, temporarily redrawing the state's congressional map to help Democrats win 5 additional U.S. House seats. This new move by the Supreme Court comes just 2 months after it allowed Texas to move forward with its redistricting plan, giving Republicans the advantage in 5 seats. Some political observers see California and Texas's newly redrawn congressional lines as canceling each other out.
People say just on the surface of it may be a wash. 5 seats for Republicans in Texas, 5 for Democrats in California. However, that's not guaranteed. I mean, these districts, some of them are going to be competitive.
One of those potentially competitive races could be right here in San Diego, in the battle for California's 48th congressional district, now held by Republican Darrell Issa. We reached out to Congressman Issa's office for comment, but have yet to hear back. An update on San Diego's budget deficit. The city now facing a nearly $7 million shortfall this year, but it's better than the earlier outlook that showed a $17 million deficit. The news was announced at a budget committee hearing this week that parking revenue at Balboa Park fell short $9 million of expectations. That was part of the delayed rollout of the new fees. Hotel taxes came in at more than $7 million under the expected number, and fire and transportation overtime costs ran higher than expected.
No doubt, on my end at least, that we're in a situation where we have to make tough decisions, and that those tough decisions will have consequences.
The city did get some good news, an $8 million insurance settlement from the old library flooding. But next year is shaping up to be even more challenging, with projections showing a gap of $105 million. Both the cities of Chula Vista and San Diego have passed resolutions to condemn the federal government's recent immigration enforcement actions. San Diego's resolution authorizes the city attorney to take legal action to support Minnesota and Illinois lawsuits against DHS and the Trump administration. This is for excessive tactics by federal agents. Chula Vista voted to condemn the federal government's immigration enforcement. A funeral was held this week for the 6-year-old killed in a hit-and-run in Pacific Beach. A memorial walk and ghost bike dedication was also held in Hudson O'Loughlin's honor. Community members and safety advocates joined Hudson's family and called for changes to make streets safer. His mother addressed the crowd.
Your compassion carries us when we feel we cannot stand. We place this bike not only in memory of our precious boy, but as a call for change. No family should lose a child this way.
Hudson was riding his bike while crossing an alley on Pacific Beach Drive back on January 17th when he was hit. Now, the suspect shown right there on your screen, Tiffany Sanchez, she pleaded not guilty to hit and run vehicular manslaughter. An attorney representing the family in a potential civil matter separate from the criminal investigation tells us that his firm is currently investigating a number of factors that include city property. Governor Gavin Newsom was in San Diego this week, highlighting major progress in the state's fight against drug trafficking. The governor announced a massive bust at the Otay Mesa port of entry, more than 3,000 pounds of meth seized, worth nearly $30 million. Newsom says expanded state operations backed by nearly 100 National Guard members have now intercepted more than 50 million fentanyl pills and more than 34,000 pounds of narcotics overall.
This is what the National Guard should be doing. It's the kind of partnerships that make sense.
The governor says the state not focused not only on stopping drugs coming into the country, but also intercepting guns and cash headed south to Mexico. Right now, the cities of San Diego and San Jose are suing the Trump administration for threatening to withhold funds used to catch online predators. The lawsuit claims the DOJ plans to withhold the funds unless the cities agree to cooperate with immigration enforcement and drop DEI programs. Now, San Diego, which leads the program for the county, says it could lose about $580,000. City attorney says the demand violates California law. A local advocate is praising California's Attorney General for taking legal action against Rady Children's Hospital since it will stop providing gender-affirming care to minors on Friday. Attorney General Rob Bonta announced the lawsuit last Friday, saying binding conditions from its merger with Children's Hospital Orange County require those services to continue through 2034. Kathy Molig, founder of Trans Family Support Services, says hundreds of families are now scrambling to find alternative care.
Families feel devastated, they feel betrayed, they feel lost.
Molig says Rady's gender clinic served about 1,000 patients, and now Kaiser is the only provider in San Diego County offering those services, but that's only available to Kaiser patients. She says the closest alternative care for many families is in LA County. Now, in a statement, Rady Children says the decision was difficult but necessary to continue serving all children participating in essential federal programs. San Diego will officially be a part of the 2028 Summer Olympics. Yeah, you heard that right. Officials announced this past week that Olympic soccer matches will be played at Snapdragon Stadium during the 2028 Games, bringing one of the Olympics' biggest events to America's finest city. Mayor Todd Gloria says the selection shows San Diego's growing global profile.
It's a global city, and this is just another proof point of the fact that when we compete for global events, folks choose San Diego.
So exciting. Soccer matches will also be held in other cities, including San Jose, New York, as well as Nashville. Justin Rose just won the Farmers Insurance Open over at Torrey Pines. It had been 71 years since a player won this tournament wire to wire. That means from start to finish without losing the lead. Now, he topped three others who finished 7 strokes back. Rose broke the tournament scoring record by 1 stroke at 23 under par, a record that was held by Tiger Woods and George Burns. The 45-year-old, now the oldest golfer to win the Farmers Open here in San Diego. So exciting. All right, well, still ahead. Parking meters, yep, controversial. They're coming to several mid-city neighborhoods. What you can expect. Plus, parents could be fined under new e-bike rules in San Marcos. We'll break down those details ahead. Welcome back. Parking meters are coming to several mid-city neighborhoods, including Normal Heights, Kensington, Talmadge, and City Heights. A city parking study found 10 nearby street segments, including Adams Avenue, 34th, and El Cajon Boulevard, consistently packed with cars in long parking stays. Now, the new 2- and 4-hour meters are meant to boost turnover and make spaces easier to find, but reactions, as you would expect, are pretty mixed.
Yeah, so we had some members who believe that this is just another cost that's being passed on to the consumers, and others who believe that the parking meters will increase availability, making it easier for people to come down and find spots and use the area businesses.
The meters will run from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. There's no set price yet, but the city will start installing them this month. Well, right now, young e-bike riders and their parents in San Marcos could face fines under a new law banning e-bikes for kids under 12 years old. Citations start at $25 just for riding underage, but they go up for each traffic infraction. Things like driving the wrong way or an unsafe lane change could cost you $35. Running a red light or stop sign will come with a fine of $100, and we're told the court fees are about $300 on top of that.
Hearing a lot from our community that they were frustrated, our bike riders are frustrated, our drivers. And so we decided to implement the legislation that was passed by Assemblymember corner. And so it just seemed very logical for us to do that.
The city has partnered with a school district and sheriff's department to educate people of the new rules rather than just hand out tickets. Some San Diegans are protesting SDG&E's rates. They held a demonstration as the CEO spoke at an industry conference Monday night. Now, customers are dealing with some of the highest energy rates in the country, and protesters argue this is hurting seniors as well as working families.
They are definitely putting profits before people. Their rates are ridiculous. They have a monopoly. I was born in San Diego, and they have been the one power source in San Diego since as long as I've been here. And for decades, I've seen the rates increase. And with inflation and the cost of housing here, it's just not something that people can afford.
In a statement, SDG&E says, quote, "We know that any change in energy costs make a huge difference to our customers, and we work to keep bills as low as possible while continuing to deliver the safe, reliable energy that families and businesses across Southern California depend upon every day," end quote. Well, 30 years, that's the time it takes to save for a home's down payment in San Diego. This is according to Realtor.com. They found the median down payment in San Diego last year was $167,814. The median household income was $110,114, and we were the fourth highest after San Francisco, San Jose, and Los Angeles. Nationally, it takes 7 years for a typical U.S. household to save enough money. Well, a special send-off this week at the San Diego Police Department. The department held a walkout ceremony for 3 high-ranking members who are retiring. The group of retirees includes Assistant Chief Tina Williams. She's the first and only woman to be a commanding officer for the department's SWAT team. The department also honored Deputy Chief Rady after 35 years of service, and Commander Matt Novak, who also served for 31 years. Chief Scott Wall praised all 3 for helping in this transition to lead the force.
That they put in and the way that they were able to operate at such a high level all the way to the last day is remarkable.
And we thank them for their service. The walkout ceremony marks the final time that a chief walks out and hands command over to the next chief. Well, still ahead in the East Village, Black entrepreneurs are creating spaces for community, innovation, and opportunity. How they're making their mark. Thank you so much for sticking with us as we continue to take you around San Diego. Now, a big makeover unveiled this week over at Pacific Beach Elementary after more than 2 years of construction. A new transitional kindergarten and kinder building is now open for students to use at the nearly 100-year-old campus. It features new classrooms and upgrades to existing classrooms. There's also a new secure main campus entrance. We heard from students about what they like best.
One thing I like about our new school are the playgrounds. My favorite thing about our new school is the playground. My favorite thing about the new school is the classrooms.
Oh, so cute. We're told the cost of the project was about $22 million, paid for through community-approved bonds. The city of La Mesa is a step closer to having a new district sign. The city broke ground for the sign this past Tuesday. Out of the 18 cities in San Diego, La Mesa is one of the last to get an official sign, and it will span across La Mesa Boulevard at Palm Avenue. It's a big deal because it's a gateway that will welcome visitors, spotlight local businesses, and celebrate everything that makes La Mesa's downtown so vibrant. This project is being funded entirely by community donations. Well, just over 1% of San Diego businesses are Black owned, but in the East Village, Black entrepreneurs are creating spaces for community, innovation, and opportunity. CBS 8's Abby Black shows us how they're making their mark.
I'm at Tavern and Bowl in the East Village, one of several Black-owned businesses thriving in this neighborhood. This Black History Month, we're celebrating their innovation and impact in the East Village. When Tavern and Bowl opened in 2007 on Market and 9th, it was one of the first bowling and dining concepts in San Diego. With Petco Park nearby, the original owners saw an opportunity.
You get a bunch of guys around drinking beers, and we're like, hey, there's this cool space on Market Street.
After a few years, they needed someone else to bring it to life.
So I actually came in originally as an employee, and then over time really staking my ground. I live here in East Village, I work here, became part owner of the location, and I love it.
With her background in events and planning, Robin Spencer became part owner. She wanted to make this 6-lane bowling alley, bar and grill a gathering place for everyone. High-rise residents, tech professionals, tourists, date nights, and family outings.
It's a neighborhood place. We're not corporate. We're not, uptight. We're all fun here.
Spencer has helped lay the foundation for many Black-owned businesses in East Village, from entertainment and real estate to art and culinary experiences.
In this community, especially the African-American community, again, it's being made approachable, and everyone's seeing that you can be an owner. You can be a stakeholder here, a major player in San Diego, which is super important. That's why I love this city.
The County of San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce reports that just 1.3% of local businesses are Black-owned in San Diego County, making it crucial to build a supportive community.
I do think it's important for representation.
Spencer's impact extends beyond her business. She serves on the East Village Association, the largest business district in San Diego, among other community groups.
I always wanted to be here and be home and to make a mark in the community.
Spencer's story is just one of many in East Village, where Black entrepreneurs are building more than business, they're building community.
This is the house that we've built here.
In the East Village, Abby Black, CBS 8.
All right, well, coming up, plants are fighting drought with their own immune systems. Scientists say this breakthrough could help grow tougher crops for the future. More details next in an Earth 8 report. Welcome back. Plants may be tougher than we thought. New research shows they can adapt rapidly after drought. A discovery scientists say could make future agriculture crops far more resilient. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis went to the Salk Institute out in La Jolla to learn more in this week's Earth 8 report.
In the face of climate change and growing drought concerns, there is new research that is shining a light on the immune response in plants that could be key to harvesting drought-resistant crops in the future.
And if we can understand the function of these genes in this reference plant, we can then translate that information to a variety of crop plants.
Salk scientists, including Dr. Joseph Eckert, examined this flowering plant, commonly used in plant research. You can see these leaves are dried up, discolored, and showing signs of drought stress.
So these are actually the plants we're interested in here, because when we've mutated the gene, it can't recover anymore.
Studies on how plants respond to drought conditions are well known, but their recovery has been understudied. With a focus on drought recovery, the quick response from plants when water is reintroduced and the reaction itself was astonishing to researchers.
So that was a surprise to us that the genes that are involved in the recovery process are very rapidly induced. Within 15 minutes, thousands of genes are increased, and they're not the same genes that are going down during the drought process itself. It's a completely new set of genes.
It's not just that the plants were thirsty. When absorbing water, a plant's main priority was to boost its own immune system. This plant gene response is believed to prevent infection from harmful bacteria during that recovery period.
So they're turning on pathways that we actually began to test, and sure enough, those plants are activating genes to protect itself.
To see this reaction requires a deeper look at the plant leaf, or section of that leaf, using advanced gene sequencing and imaging technology in which you can see the genes light up.
That diversity, and in different conditions, it does something completely different. And these are like the first times we can really see expression of a gene within the actual location in the leaf.
Researchers, including Netanella, refer to the immune response as drought recovery-induced immunity. From the lab to the field, this gene research highlights a broad concept that can be applied to various different plants.
And if we can really understand how plants are recovering for that mild drought, maybe we can really understand when you're pushing them too far, how we can make them more resilient.
This same immune response also took place in wild and domesticated tomato plants. Additionally, many of the genes that make up the lab plants are shared in various plant species, including agricultural crops like wheat and rice.
We will look into gene expression in every cell type of the leaf tissue, of the crown tissue, and of the root tissue. So we will have a very comprehensive understanding of how each gene is expressed during drought and recovery.
This is sorghum. It's an important multi-purpose cereal crop used globally for flour and baking goods, sweeteners, and grain bowls. It is also drought tolerant, so its gene response will help expand this research.
If we understand the recovery process, it may help us help the plants to recover better.
And keep our food supply growing as the climate continues to change. For CBS 8, I'm Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis.
A nationwide police survey has found officers screened positive for PTSD at 10 times the rate of the general population. And the San Diego Humane Society is hoping to help, even if it's just a little. This past week, the Humane Society brought 4 German Shepherd mixed newborn puppies to the San Diego Police Department for a wellness day. The puppies quickly brought smiles to officers on duty. The recurring Puppy Love program started last year thanks to Michelle Cohn, a police volunteer who also volunteers for the San Diego Humane Society. So cute. The Birch Aquarium at Scripps just celebrated a big first. A little blue penguin chick successfully raised by its parents. The pair laid 2 eggs, and after 5 weeks, 1 chick hatched this past December, followed by another one 2 days later. 1 chick is now growing behind the scenes, and once its waterproof feathers come in, it'll join the colony to start swimming and socializing. So cool. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. That'll do it. Staying informed for everything around San Diego, I'm CBS 8's Vanessa Paz. Take care.